when you come out the other side of that much frustration or that much struggle, you're very much internally motivated to want to contribute in that same way that you were alleviated from that situation to others that are suffering from the same thing.
Like in the beginning of the sauna stuff, you did this on your own pretty much. Your doctor told you to go, but you had to go on this journey on your own.
Sure.
And then eventually you had to get all these saunas. Through the course of that, I know the benefits have been what's kept you coming back for your personal self, but has the community, like the Facebook community and all of that, really helped you like kind of push yourself further and like being consistent with it and what saunas you have?
Well, yeah, I mean, it also gives you real-time feedback, right? Like, I'm only one person. When I first got started in this, it was me going to the functional medicine doctor. I'm sure people have heard this story. And she looked at my labs and was basically like, hey, you need to be in a sauna like yesterday. Like, she was talking about detox, and you need to do this and bring this level down and replace this mineral and this heavy metal and pesticide, all these things. Obviously, I'm very fluent in that now because I've been through that journey, but that was 7 or 8 years ago. I mean, that started in 2015, 2016, 2017. Those were the big years for me when my health took a hit. I was struggling with brain fog, fatigue, chronic fatigue. I thought I was going to die. I'd lay on the couch all day. I just had no energy, couldn't move. Felt like I was out of my mind with the brain fog. I could walk to another room and it sort of seemed like I was still in the other room. It was really weird. And this was just a result of the current health status of my bodily systems at that time. And I'd also had those mercury amalgam fillings removed, probably a little improperly at the time. And so 5-6 months later, your health can kind of crash and burn if you don't take in the right steps aren't taken into account when you go through a procedure or a process like that. And so obviously, if I had that all to do over again today, it would be a completely different procedure, different steps. I would plan ahead. I would do some detox before and after. But I didn't know how. I didn't know how to find that knowledge. And it was months and months and years of me searching and trying to find stuff. And finally, the functional medicine doctor would push me into, infrared sauna. But it was $3,000 for a little heat lamp, thing, which was some tent poles, a little canvas cover, and some bulbs that you get at Home Depot for $10. So I built one. I wasn't convinced that I should spend $4,000 or $5,000, or $6,500 like the one I was paying to rent sessions at the local spa. But I was getting benefit every time I would go to the spa. I'm like, wow, I'm a little bit clearer. My energy's a little bit better. Or I sleep a little bit better. Or just like incremental. It wasn't monumental. But for my case, in that particular experience, it wouldn't have been monumental because I was struggling so much. I was a career web developer. I've always done, web services for small businesses in Orlando, Florida. I've had clients for decades. And I was kind of feeling the tug to do something else. My heart just wasn't in it anymore. And then my health took a dive. I was doing this. I wanted to start a YouTube channel for a long time, but I was just posting things that I liked, like four-wheeler reviews. I helped my grandfather service his tractor, and I posted that. Or I'd go travel to see the Earthships in Taos, New Mexico, look at alternative building. Just like all the hobby things that I wanted to do, like a hobby lifestyle channel. And when my health took a hit, that was the only content I could really make, was health stuff. I didn't really want to do it. I just got really frustrated with myself at the time. And I was like, well, I set out to do this on the side, and, get a little zest back into, my career. And now I can't really travel and stuff. So, well, why don't I post about my health stuff and maybe it'll help somebody or maybe I can turn it into something or whatever. I posted a couple things and, the few people that did see it were like, hey, next time you do this, will you please post again? Or will you please post updates? Or will you tell us what happened about this? Or So I was like, oh, okay, well, this is kind of cool. Gives you a little bit of fulfillment, gives you a little feedback. I didn't get anything out of it other than knowing that I helped someone else. And it kind of gave me purpose a little bit in that time of my life where I was struggling. My brain wasn't working well. It's hard to, do some computer work. But this was something that I could do because all I had to do was turn the camera on, and I was doing this anyway for myself. A lot of that stuff I've never really produced. I have it on a hard drive. One day I'll probably release it so that other people can see it. There's a lot of people that say, now, fast forward, not 10 years, but 6-7 years, you would never know these things if you looked at my content, if you looked at the channel, if you looked at what you think that I do, in front, on the front lines. behind the scenes, I do a lot of other stuff. I just don't film it. I'm kind of a private person. I don't really like to, go into personal stuff too much unless I know there's a direct benefit for other people. Then I will do it. Or if somebody asks, then I will. But there are some sauna companies, for years and years, for 3 or 4 years now, that say, I won't promote their sauna because I wanted them to do something or pay me or give them one or do whatever, and they wouldn't do it. And so now I bash them. That's not actually the case, but the other part of that is correct. You can pull up emails from far back as 2016, 2017, 2018 of me. And what I would do, this was actually a technique that we used to use in the web development world when we worked with small businesses in one particular city. What we would do is craft an email to send to them and CC all of their competitors, right? To try and create some leverage on your part. So let me paint you a picture. I'm struggling. I can't work well. My brain's not doing well. I've got chronic fatigue. I'm seeing a functional medicine doctor. It's $400 every single session that I go to her. And then every time you walk out that door, it's $60 a cap for each supplement and all this stuff that she says that you need. Basically, I'm spending all my money trying to improve my health. So what do? The only thing I know how to do, leverage the skills that I have that have existed for the last 15 years from my career. So I craft these emails and I send them to all of the sauna companies that CCs their competitors. And it's like, hey, I'm Matt. I'm a member of this Facebook group, not my own. I never wanted a Facebook group, even though we have it now and it's an excellent tool. And I highly recommend you join the Certified Sauna community. It was somebody else's Facebook group at the time. And the email basically said, hey, I'm in this Facebook group and all these people are saying they get bad results with this sauna, but I'm looking for this. And I just posted these couple of YouTube videos from saunas that I bought from Amazon or wherever, and they didn't go so well. I'm looking for this. Would you happen to have a demo unit in the area that I could try? Or would you be interested in providing a demo unit? Basically, like, would you loan me a unit to try for myself, see if I can get benefits from it for a month, so I don't have to keep paying to drive across town and drive back all sweaty when you can't use the shower. And so you could do more regular sessions. It was $40 an hour at the place. So I would send these emails out and say, hey, this is what I'm looking for, and da-da-da. And they're not stupid. I was trying to get a free sauna. Hello. All this stuff's going on in my life. And I was just trying to figure out, the functional medicine doctor lady was like, you need to buy this, you need to do that, and da-da-da. The cheapest thing that she had for me was $3,000 though. I wasn't a believer in the therapy. I'm like, Dr. Such and such, was this really going to help me? And I'd go online, I'd research, and I'd look at all the reviews, and I'm like, well, now I'm more confused than when I started. I should just listen to her. And it just made it worse. And then, I'm like, all right, well, I'm going $40 an hour to this little float tank place or this spa place over in Baldwin Park, Florida. And I'm renting sessions, and it's, in a sauna brand that's even more expensive. It was $6,500 for me to buy that one. But in my mind, I was like, well, I'm getting benefit in that one, and I know it to be true, right? And then I would do research on that brand, and the reviews weren't positive. Said that they had high EMF. I'm like, well, what's EMF? It said that they break. I'm like, well, how do they break? It said that the tablet thing in it that runs these modes on a cycle turns the heaters off and on, and you don't get the full infrared on. I'm like, well, what does that mean? So it just took me down this rabbit hole where I'm like, okay, now I really don't want to spend $6,500 that I don't have, right? So I'm more motivated. I craft more emails. Send them to the people. I'm like, hey, I'm Matt Justice. I'm this, and so I try to boost my metrics. I'm like, hey, I've got a YouTube channel. I had like 2,000 subscribers or something, but I had videos that had a bunch of views because I filmed when I went to the Earthships, or I would film, doing a four-wheeler or something that was really cool. So I was trying to be like, hey, I'll try to get you some views, please, can you help me with a sauna? I just didn't get anywhere because I was a nobody at the time. Whereas today, if, usually they reach out to me. They're like, hey, is there any way we can pay to have you review our sauna? I'm like, no, sorry, I don't do that. I can take a look at it if it looks worthwhile. And they're like, oh, okay, when can we? I'm like, no. This takes months. I got to use it for a while. We got to test it. I got to make sure it doesn't break. Because here's what happens. Now that the tables are turned, I've tested almost every sauna on the market. I have a reputation for this stuff. If a company produces something and it gets in my hands and you're filming it and it goes out, and it's not good or people have a problem, I'm the one who has to do customer service for that company. I'm the one that answers the phone, the email, the text message, the DM in the group faster than the company's customer service does themselves. I'm the one where the customer heard about the product for the first time. Who do you think they're going to come back to? So basically, this creates an environment where I'm doing work that I don't really get paid for. Sure, I try to monetize everything I do. I try to do the YouTube ads thing. I try to do the affiliate stuff. We try to do the referral, this, that, and the other. Any company that's willing to do that with me, I always try to do it. Because even if we can't generate a lot of revenue, newsflash, guys, if you're trying to get out of W-2 income tax and you want to start a side business and you need expensive things for your health and you can't use your HSA to do it, how else do you think everyone is doing this? You start a side business with an attempt to make an income. An attempt to generate revenue within the first 3 to 5 years is reasonable, customary, and normal, from the IRS guidelines, of course. I'm not a tax attorney. Please see a licensed, whoever for this, whatever type of info. But I'm just telling you what I did, what I figured out. Because when I was struggling back then, it's the same thing today. Where do you think some of this stuff comes from? Why do you think I have it or keep it or use it as a depreciation schedule against other things? It's just like if you owned the float tank spa where I was paying $40 an hour to rent sauna sessions. Are they attempting to make a profit with those saunas? Yes. Do they make any money with that facility? A little bit. But do they have hours where they're not open? They in fact do. What does that mean? Does it cost the company anything extra for the owner to go in there and use those saunas or the float tank equipment or anything else during those hours? What?
That's a good point.
I thought you said the dang thing was going to overheat. No, it is. I see you opening the trap door. Okay, people, the reason that these videos never go out is because videographer insists on using Sony. You know I'm a brand Nazi. You know when something doesn't work well, I don't like it. And we throw it in the pool, which is what's going to happen to this. This is a $4,000 weight. Hey, you know how the mafia ties the bricks around your feet with a rope and throws you in? You think that thing's heavy enough? I'm going to throw it. He won't use the Canon. We've got a beautiful Canon camera in the other room that never overheats. There's 3 batteries fully charged for every film session. All you do is pop one out, pop one in, and we just keep seamlessly recording. No issues.
This one just gets a little bit hot.
Don't edit this out either.
No.
They need to see.
So before it overheats, I just want you to, with that journey and stuff, how has before our time runs out here, how is that journey and what you've done with all this? Mm-hmm. The Facebook group has to help you keep going sometimes.
The Facebook group?
Yeah, and
oh my God,
just the community and
every single week, every other day, somebody posts, oh, thank you guys for this, or oh, Matt, thanks for helping me pick this out. You saved me this much money and I still got this, or da-da-da. Or sometimes the group members, if I'm traveling or I'm on a flight or something like that, and I don't see the replies for a couple days. Or if Facebook, in true Facebook fashion, if you don't tag me, by name, I never see the replies. They don't show them to you. So you have to go in there and search, and it's easy to overlook stuff with, over 10,000 people in there. But it's awesome to see people getting the same health benefits that I've received. People saving money just like I've saved money. People figuring out how to do complicated installs. People have different situations where they're like, hey, we don't really have room for a sauna in this particular room. That's where it would be best. Here's what we have over here, but we don't have the right power. How can we make this work? Or, hey, I'm suffering from Lyme disease or this, disease or whatever, and my functional medicine doctor is suggesting that I do this, and this protocol, and part of it is this sauna with this, detox binder and this chelator. Can you help me? What should I get? How do I get benefit? Then you log back into the thing, it's 3 or 4 months later, and the people are like, oh my God, this made such a big difference. Thank you so much. My brain wasn't working. I couldn't figure out what to pick out. I wasn't sure how to use, chelators with binders in combination. And thank God we fixed that because, this made me feel worse and now I feel great and I can function again. I'm back to work. I'm back, playing with my kids, or I'm doing this. I mean, full circle, man. From the beginning when I was just a web developer and I was feeling like, hey, this isn't that, fulfilling. I kind of am in dire need of something else just for my own life purpose. I loved it for a long time. I loved the benefit that I was able to bring small businesses. I loved working with them and helping their families, build their companies and everything else. But after doing that for a decade and a half, I felt the need for some type of change. Now, this has all been a great gift to me. There's a lot of struggle along the way. There's been many times where it was such hardship where I would tell you I wouldn't wish this on anyone or I wouldn't pick this in a million years. Coming out the other end of it, though, past the light at the end of the tunnel, it's kind of like everything's sort of happening for you. That urge that I had to figure out a way to achieve some type of greater contribution to whatever it is that I call my work. It's basically fulfilled in a way that could never have been before now, like this. Even if there's no financial incentive, there's no brand incentive, there's nothing. I get so much from people just helping them and seeing them improve their life, or seeing them to go on and help other people, right? Like just like I did. You think I'm not grateful for the functional medicine lady that was trying to talk me into a $5,000 sauna, and I didn't believe her? I didn't want to go back and see her anymore. I didn't want to keep spending thousands and thousands of dollars a month at her office to, but eventually my health got so bad where I was like, I just gave in. I was like, okay, I need to do this. I don't see any other avenues of the way out of this. And so, when you come out the other side of that much frustration or that much struggle, you're very much internally motivated to want to contribute in that same way that you were alleviated from that situation to others that are suffering from the same thing. And I see this happening as a result of me publishing whatever it is that I do. It doesn't matter if we're just telling a story, trying to help somebody with guidance. If we're consulting on a contracting project, a construction project, somebody's doing a remodel, somebody's building a house. Hey, how do we mitigate the EMF? Hey, how do we build a custom sauna for this? Work with their contractor. They have a beautiful place for the rest of their life. They're in their forever home. And it comes out amazing. That makes me feel super good. And it's perpetuating the skill set, the knowledge for those folks to want to be interested and go and do that for other people also. Because you're basically solving the problems in your own life. I talked about this a long time ago, haven't in a while. But you're sitting on a pot of gold when you solve problems for yourself that you can then give to other people. So it both creates a tremendous opportunity for you, gives you great fulfillment, and keeps you, it keeps you fired up, keeps the passion, the purpose. At least for me, that's how I view it.
So if there's something that you like from today's video, or you're looking for more resources, at CertifiedSaunas.com on the homepage, there's recommended sauna resources. If you're looking for a brand, a size, a model, reviews, installation videos on how to put them together, we have step-by-step tutorials that show you how to receive a sauna, how to prep your house for it. We're trying to make it as easy as possible for you so you don't have to wade through 4 hours of YouTube video to find the exact thing that you're looking for. But a lot of times in these episodes, I'll mention sauna hats, sauna accessories, different types of electrolyte supplements. If you want to put an infrared sauna in a cold basement or unheated garage, there's accessories or additional supplemental heat that you can add to it. If you continue down, you'll find everything that you're looking for that we've mentioned today. In addition to CertifiedSaunas.com, you can go to the Facebook group, which is the Certified Sauna Community on Facebook. It's our sauna group. There's no hardcore pitching. There's thousands of members in there that offer really, really, really good advice. I learn from them every day. I'm also contributing and answering questions in there every day. In addition to that, you can go to the Amazon store. A lot of people have requested on where to buy sauna towels, sauna hats, different various supplements, minerals, electrolytes. Now we have all this in one place on various lists on this Amazon store. So you can go to this one link and everything will be right there for you. See you in the next video.